What an absolutely fabulous music video. That's the brand new single from Brendan Quinn. That's called That's What I Do. And I'm pleased to say the man himself joins us in the studio. Brendan, how are you?
I'm very well, Robin. How's yourself?
Very well, thank you. So congratulations on the new song. That's part of the new album. But we'll talk about the song first of all.
Yeah.
That music video is stunning. That beach could be anywhere in the world.
Well, it's about 5 minutes walk from where I live.
Yeah.
So that's Ballyheron Bay. I walk that beach almost every day, and I got a friend, just a local friend, to make the video, and you know, he used a wee drone and he got some great shots, in fairness to him.
Yeah.
Turned out very well, yeah.
So is that how you're keeping fit these days, walking up and down that beach?
I walk on, that's what I do.
Yeah.
No, it's great. I started to walk and I look forward to my walk every day, you know. If I'm not working, I'll be out on the beach.
Yeah.
It's an hour and a bit out of my day, you know, yeah. So it's really good, yeah.
I love it because we get a weather report on Facebook around 1:06 each day telling us what the weather's doing up there, don't we?
I take the odd video, you know, just do a panoramic of it, and you know, some days because it's different every day you go out. If the sun shines, the sea's beautiful blue.
Yeah.
And if there's no sun, it's that steely grey.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous, just...
Yeah.
You know.
So obviously that's why you decided to settle up in that part of Donegal then.
Yeah, well, you know, Bernie and me, we always said when we became retiring time, we would retire to Donegal, and that's what we're at.
Of course, up there in Donegal, where you are, there's a big tradition of traditional music.
Oh yeah, we're right in the heart.
And you've been getting involved in that, haven't you?
I have. We're right in the middle of what they call the Gaeltacht, which is an Irish-speaking area, and just before the pandemic, a couple of years before the pandemic started, about 2018, we started the Fana sessions in the local parish hall, and got local musicians and more famous, you know, people like Sean Kane, fabulous folk singer from Galway, and we had all the good trad musicians there, and then of course the pandemic hit, and we were closed for 2 years, and that, like, we had one Fana session since the pandemic finished. It wasn't very well attended. People are still a wee bit timorous about going out, Robin, as you know. People of that age that would be going to those kind of shows are just not too sure about stuff yet. So hopefully in 23, 19 or 20, we'll get back to some kind of a normality. We're not at normality yet.
And you did a couple of theatre shows recently with the Trad guys as well.
Yeah, we did. Very successful. We had a great night in the Ardone in Enniskillen, and then the following night we went to the Bardic Theatre in Donaghmore, and outside Dungannon. Two good gigs.
Yeah.
Now we've got some more stuff coming up in August, and of course the launch of the album will be at the end of August, so we're looking forward to that.
Excellent. So what can we expect from the new album then?
The new album there's 3 or 4 original songs on it. There's a couple of very old Western swing things. There's a couple of trad things on it. It's more of a mixed bag of what I'm doing now, you know. I'm working with these traditional musicians, and for years I've worked with country musicians, you know. But this is a bit different for me. We're trying to fuse the trad with the country, and it kind of works in a way, you know.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it anyway.
Great, okay. So what's your kind of thoughts on country music today with all the new guys coming up? Obviously, yourself and Philomena and people like that are still doing she's 60 years in the business, and 80
so
this
am I,
year.
actually.
Really, yeah?
I started when I was 15. I don't tell anybody that. But the country music has changed a lot. It's got very commercial.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of stadium rock job now. But there's some great artists, like Brad Paisley is a fantastic artist, great songwriter. Vince Gill, although Vince would veer more to the traditional country.
Yeah.
Well, you know, let's say it's evolving, Robin, you know.
Yes, yeah.
Some of the stuff that would be out in video now and I would watch,
No.
Give Me Willie and Merle Haggard and George Jones and people like that.
Because you kind of modelled yourself on that back then. You were listening to the really good American stuff and then putting your own stamp on it here in Ireland, weren't you?
That's correct, yeah. I was like people like Waylon Jennings, Ronnie Millsap way back then, Gene Watson, Mo Bandy. These were all new guys in the 70s that I hooked into. And it just developed from that, Robin, really.
And one of the big songs you'll always be remembered for is 4 in the Morning.
Oh yeah, that was the first kind of major record that I had. I recorded it in 71 and it was released early 72. And by September it had made #1 in Ireland.
Yeah.
Fantastic. It got me kind of established, you know.
Yeah.
And I just went on from that. It was 72, then I started the Bluebirds 2 or 3 years later, and then I went to record for George Doherty up on Emerald there in Mollusk.
Yeah.
Did 4 great albums with him. Very successful. Bandy, the Rodeo Clown, After Sweet Memories. I Can Almost See My Hometown from Here. There's loads of them. Angeline, Would You Like to Dance Again?
That's another one, Angeline. You'll never get away from Angeline. You have to do it, don't you?
Have to do it every show, Robin.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter whether it's a trad show or a country show.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So 4 in the Morning, you're having this massive hit in Ireland. Farron Young, he's in America having the big hit. And then eventually you two would meet, wouldn't you?
That's right. I got the song from my sister, deceased, God rest her soul. She was a nurse in Fort Worth, Texas. And she used to send me home these 45s.
Yeah.
George Jones' new single, Ronnie Millsap's new singles. And in those days, anything that was released in America, it took 6 months before it was released here.
Yeah.
So I had all this stuff that nobody else had, and this particular song. So that's how I got 4 in the Morning. Roll on a couple more years, it's a big hit in 72. I'm in Nashville in 77. I think it's for Fanfare, a thing called Fanfare. And Big T's there as well.
Yeah.
And we got together one night and headed downtown in our best clothes and went to a place called Printer's Alley, which is a lot of clubs around Printer's Alley, and ran into this very drunk Farron Young.
Yeah.
And I'm not a very big man, but Farron Young's smaller than me. He's a small guy.
Right.
And he was full. And T had met him the previous year at the Wembley Festival and knew him. T knew everybody.
Yeah.
And he said, Farron, this is Brenton Quinn, he had a #1 with your song. Yeah, this guy stole my song. He was actually raging. He was raging.
You had some great suits in those days.
Oh, with the big lapels and all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the 70s were great, weren't they? 26-inch bottoms. White suit. I wouldn't go near it now.
So what about the new album then? What's it called? When can we get it?
It's called Hubbin It. Hubbin It. And people ask me, what's Hubbin It?
What's all that about?
Well, Hubbin It, the song was called Hubbin It, written by Bob Wills and Tommy Duncan way back. If you remember the gold rush going across, and everybody was on their wagons and heading for California, over the Rockies, all the bad weather, the snow, and they would get rain, and the wagons would get bogged down in the muck, down to the hub.
Yes, yeah.
And if you had to, manpower, elbow grease to get her out of the... So it was called Hubbin It. If you're hubbing it, well, you're not really doing too well. There's some great songs on it right now. And the thing about this album was, it's recorded almost live, Robin.
Right.
Billy Robinson in Donegal has a great studio where he's got great separation, and he can record 7 musicians with total separation, no problem.
Yeah.
Headphones and all on. So we do this album almost live. That song, that's what I do. There's no overdubs in that. I only fixed a couple of lines in the vocal. Billy wouldn't let me do the vocal again because he said, your guitar will spill over into the vocal, so leave it alone.
Yeah.
So I just fixed words that I'd mixed. But if you listen to that song, there's no overdubs whatsoever. It's totally live.
Brilliant, yeah.
So, and you can feel it,
Yeah.
The whole album's like that.
Yeah, wow.
It'll be available from my website from the end of July.
Excellent.
And on all digital platforms, as I say, from that date as well, iTunes, and it's on all the platforms.
All right, well, you're going to do a song for us now. You've got the guitar with you.
I've got the guitar. I can get it tuned up here, and I'm going to do one of my own songs. I think I'll do I have 6 grandchildren,
Yeah.
and the youngest is a young guy called Jonah, and his second name is James after his dad. So when they told me what they were calling this kid, Jonah, and then James says, we're going to call him James after me, Daddy. Aye, that's great, son. So on my way home, I thought, Jonah James, Jesse James.
Yeah.
I got the idea for the sweet song, so I'll sing Jonah James for you now.
And the guitar you've brought, you got that guitar in Nashville, didn't you?
I did. It's the same year that T and me were in Nashville, I wanted this D28, Martin D28, it's a signature guitar. And I was in the shop. He didn't have one. But when I came out of the shop, I met this guy who was standing with this grey case. And he must have heard me. He said, you looking for a Martin D28? He says, there's one here. I have one here.
Wow.
He was a music teacher.
Yes, yeah.
And I believe he was kind of hard up for a few quid.
Mm-hmm.
And he opened the guitar up. I said, look, I'm a lefty. That's no good to me. He says, hey, man, I can get it altered for you. No problem. No extra charge. Ended up buying it.
Mm-hmm.
And I have it since. It's just worth a lot of money.
Still going strong today?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't play it out. I record with it, but I don't use it live.
Yeah.
It's not. It doesn't have any pickup on it or anything. I have to make it up. I keep it in the house all the time, and I took it today because my regular case is a ton weight.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just stuck it in the gig bag and threw it over my shoulder.
Excellent. Well, we'll hear it live in action with yourself right now. In the meantime, Brendan, it's always good to see you. Thank you for coming in.
Pleasure, Robin, always. Thank you.
So here we go, performing live in the NVTV studios. Here he is, Mr. Brendan Quinn.
He arrived in his own good time, the way that it was meant to be. He checked in about 8:45. It was such a sight to see. He came out perfect in every way. This bouncing baby boy, and he'll get stronger every day. He's our bundle of joy. Jonah James, you're welcome to this world. I know you'll fit in just fine. Jonah James, I wanna watch your life unfurl, 'cause you are the tie that binds. Hope I'm still around to watch him grow into a big, strong man. I'll keep his feet right on the ground through the highs and the lows. Gonna give him all the love I can. I wanna hear him laugh. I wanna see him smile. I wanna take him walking in the park, and I'll do just what it takes. I'll go that extra mile just to see him make his mark. Jonah James, you're welcome to this world. I know you'll fit in just fine. Jonah James, I I wanna watch your life unfurl, 'cause you are the tie that binds. Jonah James, you're welcome to this world, and I know you'll fit in just fine. Jonah James, I wanna watch your life unfurl, 'cause you are the tie that binds. Yes, you are the tie that binds. Jonah James. Jonah James.